Hi, this is Devin from Scrub, a division of HHB Communications. Today I would like to briefly look at the Avid S6 Joystick Module. Available now and supported in S6 software version 2.1 and up, the dual touch-sensitive joysticks allow for precise panning control when working in surround sound. Let's take a closer look. The Avid S6 Joystick Module, as with the rest of the Surface, communicates via UConn. All you need to connect is power and an available port on your switch. If your switch is already full, you can expand to a large switch. And if you need additional power, an additional power supply can be added. Once connected and powered on, we just need to configure the Surface. The joystick module will work with M10 or M40 versions. When I enter Configuration and Surface, I can now set the width of my surface. When I move on to the next page, in this section, I now have joystick module graphics, and I can add a setup that includes my joystick and knob expand zones. At this point, now I've configured my surface and added the joystick module. The S6 joystick module follows my attention select on the surface. In this case, I've selected my attention to channel sync 1, and an OLED display shows me the channel name, as well as automation mode. Below that, on the rotary encoder, I can see that I have control over divergence. And of course, I have control of my panning using the joystick. We can also see the positioning up on the MTM as well as on the small TFT in the joystick module. If I select a stereo channel, we can see that I am controlling the left hand and right hand positioning of this stereo channel, and I can use both joysticks to do this. In the knob indication, I have LFE. By turning that, I can control how much the channel is sending to my LFE, and using the center percentage, I can have divergence showing on the right channel here. If I would like to be able to show two different channels on the joystick module, first I select what I would like on my left, and if I select another channel within 2 seconds, I then have the second channel appearing on the right. So my left joystick is now controlling the panning for channel sync 1, and the right joystick is now controlling panning on channel sync 2. To use the joystick module to control automation, I select the automation mode I would like for the channel. In this case, I've selected FX A2 to be in latch mode, and when I go into play, touching the joystick modules will pick up and allow me to position where I would like the channels panned in the surround field. In this case, I'm writing latch automation until I decide that I would like to glide out, and by hitting the F key, I can glide back out. If I need to be able to control a smooth transition in touch mode, I can select my channel and use the pickup mode. This would allow me to select at what point, if my joystick isn't at the position where my channel is, to be able to pick it up and join in, allowing for a smooth transition. So in this case, I will put my channel sync 1 into touch mode. I will go into play, and at this point, when I'm selecting the joystick, it gives me a shadow. When I've picked up at the point where it is, it joins. And being in touch mode, when I let go, it'll glide back to its original position. I could also choose to constrain how I'm using my positioning. If I only want to be able to control in the X mode, or I only want to control in the Y mode. In this case, I could also say I want to be able to have both enabled and link my left and right channels, allowing mirror positioning to happen from one joystick panner. As well as pan positioning, I can also use the joysticks to control plugin parameters. For example, if I would like to control an EQ, I'm going to select my FX B4 channel, and by hitting Shift and XY mode, I can now go into assigning the EQ frequency to control by the X-axis and gain by the Y-axis. To show you on the MTM, this will allow me to do some dynamic sweeping of an EQ band and create some fantastic effects. I could also use it to control something like the Dolby Atmos panner. By selecting my Dolby Atmos panner and selecting Shift Function, I can then choose to add the X and the Y axis for controlling positioning around an auditorium. Or I could also use the right-hand panner to set up my height and size. In controlling size, I can control the size of my object or the height of the object. If I don't want to control the height and I only want to control the size, I'll disable my Y-axis and only control size and position in the auditorium. If I would like to control the Z-axis automatically, I can use the flyover modes in the Dolby Atmos panner and use that then to control the height channel as it flies over through the auditorium. Other features in the new 2.1 software include enhancements to the monitoring page. As you can see from the knobs, I now have mute indication in red. And more importantly, I can now rename my sentence. The 2.1 software also brings the ability to spill by type. When I select my right spill zone and type, I can now spill just my VCA members into my right spill zone, allowing me to balance my VCA members. Thanks for watching. To book your demo, please contact HHB or Scrub.